So in 2022, I made a video reviewing the Dapper Yankee sample pack. And my first impression after opening them up was that the scents were too loud for me. But then once the bars aired out, the scents became a lot softer. And I realized that I misidentified a lot of the scents on that video because the bars were so tightly packed and the scents rubbed off on each other. And the few bars that I had tested out for that video all performed really well in the shower, which ultimately made me want to try more Dapper Yankee products. So now that time has passed and I've used all 29 bars in the Dapper Yankee catalog, I wanted to make a new video and briefly talk about each one. So I already ranked the Dr. Squatch bars worst to best and the Sudsy Bear worst to best, and now I want to rank Dapper Yankee worst to best. Hopefully there will be some bars on this list that you want to try. I'll leave a link to the Dapper Yankee website in the description. Also, if you're on Facebook, you should join the Dapper Yanks Facebook group. You can find out about upcoming bars, new release dates, and discount codes, etc. Stuff like that. Alright, let's get to the rankings. So, if you've seen my Squatch rankings videos, you know I always start out with the bars that I hate. But good news and bad news. Good news is that there aren't really any bars from Dapper Yankee that I actually hate. Bad news, there are a slew that I don't like. 7 to be exact. So 29 through 23 are bars that I do not like at all. And I already know I'm going to get a lot of pushback because I dislike some of their most popular bars. Alright, so number 29, and I know this is not going to be good news for a lot of you, but number 29 is the brand new bar Renegade from the Cowboy Collection. You know why I don't like this bar? Because it smells just like Birchwood Breeze from Dr. Squatch. Ugh, this has got that same nasty birch scent that Birchwood Breeze has. Now I know none of my viewers out there like Birchwood Breeze just like me, so if you don't like Birchwood Breeze, then you should probably steer clear of Renegade. But on the off chance that you're one of the very few people who do like Birchwood Breeze, then I think you should try Renegade for yourself and see what you think. But we all know everyone agrees with me and no one likes Birchwood Breeze, so I'm afraid Renegade probably won't be very popular, since everyone hates Birchwood Breeze like me. Now, one positive I will say about Renegade is that it does perform really well in the shower. It has a nice medium grit made of pumice sand. Here, I'll go ahead and show you what the bar looks like. And one thing I will say about this bar is that it doesn't get as loud in the shower as Birchwood Breeze when it's lathered up. So I think that's a positive for this bar. So I would say Renegade is probably my least favorite bar in the entire Dapper Yankee catalog. Just because I can't stand this birch scent. Alright, number 28, Engine 9. And number 27, Glacier Ridge. And number 26, Blue Tropics. And the reason I'm lumping all three of these together is because I think I have the same problem with each one. I'm not sure exactly how to describe it, as each bar is different, but there's just this similar undertone they all have. And I'm not quite sure how I'd pinpoint the scent, but they all smell kind of waxy to me in a way. Kind of like candle wax or something. Engine 9 is supposed to be kind of like a barbershop scent, but I'm just not getting that. Glacier Ridge is this fresh, icy type scent, and I guess you could say it smells like that, but I'm just not really digging it much. This Blue Tropics bar is supposed to be tropical, and I'm just not picking that up either. I just don't care for these three scents at all. I will say, however, the Engine 9 bar does have nice grit. And the Blue Tropics is a nice smooth zero grit bar, and it feels good in the shower as well. So at least it has that going for them. In fact, I would say all of the Dapper Yankee bars are good in the shower. All right, number 25, and I know I'm going to get a lot of pushback for this, but I don't care. Game Day. I just do not like this scent at all. This is advertised as having a masculine scent, but this actually smells more feminine to me. It's supposed to be kind of like a cologne scent, but it's honestly more like a perfume scent to me. Now the scent is pretty unique, so I'll give it that. I just don't care for this scent at all. But regardless of what I think, it actually is one of the more popular bars in the Dapper Yankee catalog. Alright, I'll go ahead and show you what the bar looks like. I do like the way the bar looks. Nice red and gray color scheme representing Ohio State. The scent is a bit hard to describe, so if you're interested in it, you should probably just go ahead and try it for yourself. Number 24, another one I'm going to get backlash for, but I don't care, and that is Wicked Pumpkin. Alright, I've only got the sample bar available. This isn't a terrible scent, but I just don't care for it. There are other pumpkin scents I like a lot more, and this actually smells more like sweet potato pie to me than pumpkin. But honestly, I don't really want to smell like pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie. It says that this is pumpkin spice and bourbon. I just don't really smell any bourbon at all though. And if interested in trying this one, it is limited edition, so it's not available now, but I think it's going to come back around September. And if you join the Dapper Yanks Facebook group, then some members in there will probably have some of the limited edition bars available if you want to buy from them. Here you go, I'll show you what it looks like up close. And this is one of the most popular bars in the Dapper Yankee catalog, but I just don't care for it. And number 23, and the last bar that I would say I dislike, Sierra Pine. Now this is not a bad scent. The problem with this one is that it's just too strong for a soap. It's better suited for a candle. I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like. It looks good. It smells nearly identical to Dr. Squatch's Snowy Pine Tar. So if you like Dr. Squatch Snowy Pine Tar, you should definitely try Sierra Pine. I did like this when I first smelled it, but then after I used it in the shower, it was just way too strong for me. Now if you like really, really strong scents, then you should probably try Sierra Pine. Alright, these next few bars are ones that I would rate okay/decent. Number 22, Grounded. This is a coffee bar, and it's pretty much just what it says. A really heavy grit coffee bar. Yeah, you can really see that coffee ground exfoliant in there. This one does smell pretty good. It's just a strong coffee scent with a subtle note of chocolate. If you're into coffee bars, then you should definitely give it a try. I don't personally really care for coffee bars, but it is decent. I would say it is one of the better coffee bars that I've tried. Next up at number 21, the newest bar in the Dapper Yankee catalog, Chillax. Now this is a smooth, no grit bar, and it has a strong lavender scent. Alright, and I'll show you up close what it looks like. To me, it actually reminds me of one of the Cocktail Collection bars. Smells a little like gin and juice to me for some reason. So this is the newest bar in the Dapper Yankee catalog. If you are new to Dapper Yankee, I would say there are a lot of better bars in the catalog to try before this one. But if you're a returning customer and you've tried all the other bars and you're curious about Chillax, then go ahead and try it and see what you think for yourself. I, for one, think it's pretty good, but nothing spectacular. There are a lot of bars in the catalog that I think are a lot better. But it is worth trying to see what you think for yourself. Alright, next, number 20, Arctic Blueberry. Alright, so it's kind of odd putting this down so far the list, but the truth of the matter is I love the scent of the deodorant and the lotion, but the bar smells different to me. The bar has an undernote of mint, and I just don't think the mint scent goes with the blueberry at all. The deodorant, on the other hand, this smells awesome. I don't detect any mint on this, and I don't think mint and blueberry complement each other well at all. Yeah, you can kind of see on here that the white portion has a subtle mint scent. And then the blue portion here smells like blueberry. I think this should just be a solid blue bar that smells like blueberry, and I think the bar would be a lot better. Alright, I'll go ahead and show you what the bar looks like up close. You can really see the poppy seed exfoliant in there. Yeah, I'm not crazy about the way this one smells, but it does perform really well in the shower. I just think the bar should smell more like the deodorant. And I've also got the Arctic Blueberry Lotion, and it smells really good, just like the deodorant as well. So I love the way these smell, but not so much with the bar because of the added subtle scent of mint. I just think the blueberry scent is strong enough to stand on its own, and these prove that. But if you think that mint goes well with blueberry, then you should definitely try this bar. There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't like the mint scent with the blueberry. All right, next up, number 19, Traveler. This Traveler bar is just really complex. It has a lot of different scents. It's got pineapple, strawberry, green apple, clove, cinnamon, fir, vanilla. And you can detect them all in there simultaneously. Now this bar is one of the hardest ones in the Dapper Yankee catalog for me to really evaluate. Because here's the truth about this bar. When I first smelled it out of the package, I did not like the way that it smelled. It smells to me a bit like a spice cake. So I didn't really like it. I wasn't looking forward to using it. But once I used this in the shower, the scent changed a bit. The scent seemed to soften up and get a little warmer. And the grit in this bar feels really good in the shower. It's actually a really complex bar with a very unique scent. Yeah, there's a part of this I really like the way it smells, and another part that I don't like the way it smells. It's kind of hard to describe. So overall, I would say I like this bar, but I don't love it. The scent is definitely hard to describe. I can detect that note of apple and that note of cinnamon, which also reminds me of the next bar. Number 18, Sweet Baby Jesus. And I'm bringing this one up with Traveler because they actually smell very similar. You can detect the notes of apple in this one as well as a cinnamon, and they both also have notes of clove. So they smell really similar. Now, Sweet Baby Jesus is a little less complex as there are less scent ingredients in here. And this one is a zero grit bar, so it's smooth, whereas with Traveler, it's gritty. But yeah, these both smell very similar. And the Sweet Baby Jesus is limited edition. It is seasonal and should be back available come November of this year, while Traveler is available on the site full time. All right, now we're venturing into the bars that I'm liking more and more. Next up at number 17 from the cocktail collection, Dapper. Now this is a very smooth, no grit bar that basically smells like a lime margarita with a hint of some other citrus added. I'll show you what the bar looks like up close. I really like this shade. I think this is one of the nicer looking bars in the Dapper Yankee catalog. Next up, also from the cocktail collection, number 16 Whiskey Rebel and number 15 Gin and Juice. Now these two smell different, but they have a similar style fragrance. The Whiskey Rebel is a medium grit bar and has a amber vanilla whiskey type scent. Show you what it looks like up close. While the Gin and Juice is a smooth no grit bar and smells a bit like citrus / sage. It actually reminds me a bit of chillax for a reason. I don't think it has lavender in here, but to me, for some reason, it kind of smells like that. I know it also has juniper berry. I would say this smells better than chillax in my opinion, but they both smell similar. So the last 3 entries are all from the cocktail collection. There are a total of 5 bars in the cocktail collection as of now. The other 2 will be further down the list. If you haven't tried any of the cocktail collection bars, I recommend you give them a try and see what you think for yourself. Next up, number 14, Rodeo Man. Now this is a smooth no grit bar. Go ahead and show you what it looks like up close there. This is a pretty complex, unique scent. This scent is hard to pinpoint. It says that it has notes of bay leaf, fir needle, cedarwood, bergamot, and tobacco. But I can't really detect any of that in here. It has a really nice, natural, masculine scent. It smells like a warm cologne. And believe it or not, I think this scent would be even better if it was just a little stronger. So if you like more subtle, natural scents, you should definitely try Rodeo Man. And they have a Rodeo Man deodorant, and it smells really good as well. Alright, number 13, Citrus Blonde IPA. Now this bar smells a bit like grapefruit / orange with beer hops. It's a nice medium grit bar. You can see that oatmeal exfoliant in there. And this is just one of the grittiest bars in their catalog. I think it performs really well in the shower, which is why I have it ranked as high as I do. One of their very best exfoliants in their catalog. Alright, number 12, Wild Irish. Now this is a limited edition bar. I do believe it's available on the website currently. I know that it goes on and off sale throughout the year. This has a really nice, kind of like a Irish Spring scent, very fresh with a hint of melon in my opinion. All right, I'll show you what the bar looks like up close. This is a nice light grit bar with pumice sand. Just a very nice, unique, pleasant scent. It says that there are notes of lemon, peppermint, sandalwood, jasmine in here, and I don't really smell it, but it smells good nonetheless. It's just one of those bars that's kind of hard to pinpoint the exact scent. Also, I like the way this bar looks. I think it's one of the better designs in the Dapper Yankee catalog. And I have the Wild Irish deodorant, and this smells really good too. So Wild Irish is one of the most unique scents in the Dapper Yankee catalog, and actually one of the more unique scents from any natural soap company. I haven't smelled anything quite like it. Alright, coming in at number 11, another one from the cocktail collection, Lotta Colada. So this is Dapper Yankee's version of Pina Colada. And I think it actually smells really nice. When I first read about this bar, I didn't think I would care for the scent much, but it's way better than I expected. Let me go ahead and show you what it looks like up close. It has a nice light grit made of coconut flakes. This is just a really nice, light, pleasant scent with notes of coconut rum and sweet pineapple. So even if a Pina Colada bar may not seem appealing to you, you should try it anyway because it might surprise you. It definitely surprised me as one of my favorite scents in the Dapper Yankee catalog. Alright, coming in at number 10, the other bar from the new Cowboy collection, Lawman. Now this one, unlike its Cowboy collection counterpart Renegade, this one smells really good. It has a really warm bourbon cologne scent with notes of clove, amber, and tonka bean. I'll show you what it looks like up close. It doesn't stand out aesthetically, but it is a really nice medium grit bar made up of oats. So you can really feel that oatmeal exfoliant in there. If you like bourbon bars, you should definitely try Lawman. Alright, coming in at number 9, the last bar from the cocktail collection, Macho Mojito. This is my personal favorite from the cocktail collection because I just really love this scent. I'll show you what it looks like up close. It's a nice, smooth, no grit bar. I actually really like this pale blue and white color scheme. And I really love this scent. It has notes of rum, lime, mint, and sugar. So I actually like all 5 of the Cocktail Collection bars pretty well, but this one is my favorite. I think mostly just because the scent is really unique. All right, next up, Humidor. This has a really nice, warm tobacco scent with a hint of chocolate. All right, I'll show you what it looks like up close. Just a nice brown solid bar with 0 grit. This is a really unique scent. It smells like a cocoa cigar to me. It's definitely one of the more unique scents in the catalog, and if you enjoy any type of tobacco scent, you should definitely give this one a try. All right, next up, number 7, Newcastle. Now, you've heard me talk about how much I love the Newcastle deodorant because it just has the perfect scent for a deodorant. And the bar has pretty much the same scent as the deodorant, but the only problem for me with this bar is I think that the scent needs to be a little stronger. I know you don't hear me say that often, but in this case, with this bar, I definitely think it could benefit if the scent was a little stronger. I think the strength is just right on the deodorant and just a tad faint for the bar. This would probably be one of my top 3 bars in the entire catalog if the scent was just a little bit stronger. Show you what it looks like up close. It's a nice smooth 0 grit bar. Really good scent, kind of hard to describe. It smells a little like a warm cologne. The website says it has notes of bergamot, leather, spiced musk, cypress, sandalwood, tobacco, and suede. I don't know if I really detect any of those notes in here, but this is a really unique scent. And whatever's in here, it smells really good. I just think the scent should be a little stronger. And I also got the Newcastle lotion that smells really good as well. Have you tried the Newcastle soap? If you have, let us know in the comments what you think about it. Do you think it could benefit from being a little stronger, or do you think it's good as is? All right, number 6, Fireside. Now, I'm not normally into smoky scents, and it's not that I think this has such a great scent, but what I love about this bar so much is how authentic it smells, exactly like a campfire. Show you what it looks like up close. It's a nice smooth no grit bar. Most bars like this would smell similar to a campfire or something, but this smells identical to a pile of wood burning. And ironically, it's actually really hydrating in the shower. All right, so this is gonna sound kind of odd, but this bar soap is like a piece of art. That's why I've got it ranked so high. As I was using it in the shower, I just could not believe how much this smelled like an actual campfire. I'm just amazed at how they got this scent into this bar. Even if you're not typically a fan of smoky scents, you should definitely try this bar one time just to experience it for yourself. All right, time for the top 5. Coming in at number 5, Bourbon Legend. Now, this bar was reformulated since I tried it in the sample pack review in 2022. And this is an example of how you reformulate a bar and make it way better. This is one of the very best bourbon scents I've smelled from any natural soap company. Just smells awesome. It smells like a really nice warm bourbon cologne. It says on the site that it has notes of amber, spice, and bourbon. I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like up close. Just a nice solid no grit bar that just so happens to have one of the very greatest scents I've ever smelled from any natural soap company. This is one of those bars where the scent has the perfect strength. Not too strong, not too weak, just right. This needs to be a cologne ASAP. If you haven't tried Bourbon Legend yet, I highly recommend you do. It's definitely one of the top scents in the Dapper Yankee catalog. All right, number 4, Fresh Coast. Now, the reason this bar is ranked so high up is because of the grit. This is the grittiest bar I have ever used from any natural soap company. If you look in there, you can really see those tapioca grains. Now keep in mind, this is not a bar you want to use every day. You don't want to use heavy grit bars, but every 4 days or so. Otherwise, you're going to dry out your skin. I would say this bar probably gave the deepest cleaning of any bar I've used before. So this is definitely a bar that you only want to use once, maybe twice a week. It has a nice fresh clean scent, but it's the grit factor that makes this bar stand out. And that's why I've got it ranked in my top 5. If you haven't tried Fresh Coast yet, I highly recommend you do, but be sure to rotate it between other zero grit bars, like Bourbon Legend or my number 3 bar, Root Beer Barrel. I have to admit, I was shocked at how good this bar smells. You know, I typically do not like bars that smell like any kind of food or whatever. But this, there's something about it that just smells freaking amazing. It's so simple and so effective. It just has notes of root beer and vanilla. And that's it. I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like up close. It's just a nice zero grit bar. Now, what else surprised me about this bar, besides how much I like the smell, was that it actually contains goat's milk and charcoal. So the goat's milk is good for moisturizing and hydrating your skin, and the charcoal is good for giving a deep clean. So I am just so surprised at what a great bar this is. Notes of root beer and vanilla, and includes goat's milk and charcoal. Another great creation from Dapper Yankee. Try the Root Beer Barrel for yourself. Alright, coming in at number 2 and number 1. Winterland and Tea Tree Mint. It's a tie. And the reason it's a tie is because I prefer the scent of Winterland, but the performance of Tea Tree Mint. What's so good about Tea Tree Mint? It does have a nice scent. But what's really good about it is how versatile it is. You can use this as a body soap and also as a face soap. Go ahead and show you what it looks like up close. Just a nice black shade. This is a zero grit bar. So this would be a good bar to use on days whenever you're not using a heavy grit bar. So this is made up of tea tree, peppermint, and charcoal. So because of the activated charcoal, not only is this a good body bar, but it's also good for your face because it helps clear up blackheads. So that's what makes this bar so versatile. And the scent is just perfect. I'm not saying that it's the best scent in the Dapper Yankee catalog, but what I'm saying is it just has a nice, subtle, woodsy, masculine scent, like a nice peppermint musk. So hypothetically, say you could only use one bar soap for the rest of your life. Tea Tree Mint would be the perfect bar because it's so versatile. But the reason that Winterland is tied for the top spot is because of this scent. This is amazing. This is one of the best scents from any natural soap company. It's completely unique. I've never smelled anything else like this. All right, I'll show you what it looks like up close. It's a nice medium grit bar with an oatmeal exfoliant, and you can really see those oats in there. Now, unfortunately, this is a limited edition and is usually only available between November and January. So when November rolls around, be sure to grab a bar of Winterland. And they also have a Winterland deodorant that smells awesome as well, and a Winterland lotion, and even Winterland beard oil, which smells amazing as well. So be sure to get these Winterland products come November. And in the meantime, if you're new to Dapper Yankee, these are the bars I want you to try first. The Fresh Coast bar I want you to use once a week when you need a really deep clean. And then I want you to get zero grit bars, Bourbon Legend, and Root Beer Barrel to use on days where you don't use grit. And I also want you to pick up Tea Tree Mint to use on your face. So these are the 4 bars I recommend you start out with. And try the Newcastle or Arctic Blueberry deodorant as well. I'll leave a link to the Dapper Yankee website in the description. Alright, so that's about it for this video. Let us know in the comments if you agree or disagree with my rankings. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and God bless.